Good morning and welcome to today's live stream. I hope everyone's having a good start to the weekend. I apologize for being late. I just finished the member stream about less than a minute ago. We finished the member stream, and if you'd like to become a channel member, be a part of those streams, talk about all different things over there. It goes all different subjects, so it's always fun. I enjoy. Thank you to the channel members for being there, always bringing some interesting stuff to the live streams there. So let's see. It's Cyber Monday's coming. I went through, I scoured all the deals. Actually, I didn't scour any deals. I saw that pretty much every deal that I had for Black Friday is still available. I'm going to share this with you guys. I'll put it in the chat if there is. You can take a look and see that we got a lot of the same deals happening that were happening during Black Friday. And I'll throw it out there. What did anybody get any good deals for Black Friday? Let me know if there was anything you found, any deals you want to share with other folks. Sorry, I'm trying to get the stream going so I could see the YouTube chat. But yeah, let me know. Give me 1 second. If you guys found anything interesting. I ended up just ordering a router and a couple things. Nothing big. Let's see. No, that is not the. We good. Okay, I think this is right. Let me add this in. Here is the link to my Amazon page. This was the deals that I had for Black Friday. If you want to check those out, a lot of those same deals are active there. So just throwing it out there for you guys. I'll jump right into the chat to get started. Good morning, Gene. Thank you. Gene was at our member stream. And good morning, Brian. Hope everyone had a great Thanksgiving. Yeah, hope you all had a great Thanksgiving. And for the non-Americans, hope it was a beautiful Thursday for you. Yeah, and yeah. Let's see, and Channel for Fans, thank you. I'm glad to be able to come back. Yeah, a lot of stuff went on in October. It was a busy October family-wise. And last weekend had to release a video, and I can't do a video and the live streams at the same time because of just how YouTube is. Good morning, Nick. Thank you for being here. And Bill, appreciate it. Thank you for putting the word out. And let's see. Good morning, John. Thank you. Glad to see you here. And what do we got? It looked like there was a comment removed. Oh, okay. Spamming. Thank you. Thank you, David. Let's see. We can just do, where is that? There we go. We got a button that can handle that. And that should help clear it out there. And, cool. Yeah, thank you for dealing with that spammed comment. I guess somebody just went crazy on their keyboard. But anyways, and Rhett, thank you for being here. Rhett's one of our channel members too. Dana's one of our channel members. It's like I never left. Nobody got to leave. We took it right to the beginning of the next stream. And happy Saturday to you too, Lawrence. Glad you could be here. William. And see, everybody's got what is up with YouTube? They just totally botched everybody's name. Thank you, William, for being here. And Thomas, thank you. It's Winter Wonderland here in Central Illinois. Very cool. Yeah, it's starting to feel like Christmas time coming up. Anybody have anything on their Christmas wish list, tech-wise or anything? Thomas, I bought some AirPod 4 for my wife. Yeah, $69 on Amazon. Also, this iPhone AirPod Apple Watch charger, very cool. Yeah, that is one of the things that I don't think some people don't realize, that Apple devices are. It's such a great time to get Apple devices, and really, you never see Apple put anything on sale, but there we go. You never see Apple put anything on sale, but Amazon, you constantly find stuff on sale. That's $60 off. That is a great deal. And if anybody wants to check it out, I'll throw this out there just so you guys know. Any links I put in there, even if you don't want a set of AirPods, if you decide, if you use any of the links I put out, a small couple percentage points go back to the channel at no additional cost to you. So I can't encourage you to use any of these links because that's against Amazon's terms of service. That's not right. But like right here, why is it not going? If I create a link right here to Amazon's homepage and I come over here and I post that into the chat, if you were to use that link that I just posted into the chat, anything you buy after clicking on that, a couple percentage points go to the channel at no additional cost to you. So just letting you know it's there. That's how the affiliate stuff works. So if you do see an influencer that you like I had one content creator, and I still have it set up that way, that I used one of their links, then I clicked on Amazon Prime, just the Amazon homepage, and then I bookmarked that. So now anytime I use that bookmark, that person always gets credit for it. So it's good to know. Not saying to do that with me. One, it's against Amazon's terms of service. And two, there are a lot of creators out there that you can do that for. That you can set it up so that you support them all the time. Thank you very much. I appreciate it, Christopher. Appreciate you and the knowledge you share. I appreciate you guys being here and watching the videos. I mean, I would just be talking to myself if you guys weren't here or watching. And I thought that might have been you because of the picture, but yeah, do not know why name is coming up with user and whatever. Yeah, I'm wondering if you have to do V and something else. If there's something you have to add, like if V is too short now. I just got here. I guess everybody's running late today. Anyway, good morning. Thank you, Alan. And Alan tried to keep me on time. I just wouldn't listen. Craig can't ask you to bookmark those Amazon links, but I can. It helps the channel. Brian, I appreciate you. Thank you very much. What? Get out of here. Apple reported rumored to use Intel chips? What? Okay, I got to pop that link open. That is crazy. Apple and Intel rumored to partner on Mac chips again in a new way. Apple supply chain analyst Ming-Chi Kuo today said Intel is expected to begin shipping Apple's lowest end M series chip as early as mid-2027. Kuo said Apple plans to utilize Intel's 18A process, which is the earliest available sub-2 nanometer advanced node manufactured in North America. Wow, if this rumor proves to be accurate, Intel could supply Apple with M6 or M7 chips for future MacBook Air, iPad Air, and iPad Pro models. However, while previous Intel chips for Macs were designed by Intel based on x86. Okay, so they would be using them as the manufacturer. TSMC would continue to supply the majority of Apple's M-series chips. Kuo said Apple is choosing to have Intel supply its lowest end M-series chip would appease the Trump administration desired made in the USA products and would also help Apple to diversify its supply chain. That is interesting. That makes sense now. So yeah, that's a good pivot for Intel. Instead of x86 architecture, and if you're not familiar with that, x86 is like what Intel chips were based on forever. Like you could go back, I don't know how far back it goes. I know for myself, I can remember the 386 processor, 486, all these different versions. But it was an architecture that got very hot and was limited, that it really took the switch over to like Apple using their type of chips and some of these other companies changing over. So it makes sense because they were basically dying. So they needed, it's much better for them to just manufacture other people's chips instead. So thanks for sharing that. That's interesting. Before, it's like Apple relied on Intel to make chips for them. Now, Intel's going to rely on Apple's business, which is kind of crazy. Just FYI, if you go to your YouTube profile, hit settings, and you can change your handle back to whatever you had. Very cool. Thank you for sharing that. And the snow is heading east. They're taking a foot or more. They're talking a foot or more of snow in southwest Michigan. Wow. Yeah, a foot of snow. Oh my gosh. Yeah, my daughters are missing living in the snow. They're like, I hate California. It's too hot. We don't get any snow. I'm like, you guys suck. You guys just suck. They don't appreciate California. I don't appreciate it anymore. But anyways, what else is going on? That's it. Stream's over. I made it to the end of the chat. Yeah, we got low viewership going on right now. But I think it doesn't help that I haven't been around as much. And yeah, I don't know. Just the stream's dying, folks. I got to keep it real. It's dying. We got to bring it back. We got to share it. I got to be here more regularly. We got to see if we can get this going again. We are not expecting snow here, Bill. It will rain because our temperature just barely above freezing. The influence of the ocean will moderate. Wild Bill, welcome from Ontario, Canada. Our nice friends to the north. So just got to Big Bear for the weekend. If you want, just go to Big Bear for the weekend if you want snow. And Gene, thank you for being here. Yeah, Big Bear is. Big Bear. We would go there. We've been there quite a few times. Gone skiing and got a place for a couple of days, taking our daughters up there. So we've spent some time in Big Bear. It's hit or miss in California with skiing in central to Southern California. Let's see. YouTube hasn't had a new hassle in a while, so it's time. They got to break something on there. Breathing CPR into the stream. We're going to bring it back, folks. It's just, there was a time when I was entertaining, and this stream kept going. Craig, what are your thoughts about 2026? What big things do you expect for Apple Home next year? I don't know. I think one of the best things could be if this Google Gemini deal with Apple Intelligence. And if you guys aren't familiar with that, Apple is working with Apple Google Gemini. Let's see. I'll just bring up this one. So if you're not familiar with it, Apple's planning to use a custom version of Google Gemini for Apple Intelligence. And it's rumored Apple will pay $1 billion every year to help power AI features. Now, if you didn't know, Google pays Apple $20 billion a year to be the default search engine. So instead, Apple will only get $19 billion, and basically, because they'll give $1 billion back for Google Gemini. But I think once Google Gemini, if that gets worked into it, because what people may not realize is that it would be a custom version of Google Gemini ran on Apple servers. So it's not. That's one thing I appreciate. Apple, whatever security, privacy stuff they put into play, they don't back down. They don't kind of dumb it down. Or not dumb it down, that's the wrong word. But they don't back off their security side just to get a feature. Like a lot of people don't realize Matter is based on Apple's HomeKit. It's like HomeKit API. So by buying a Matter device, you're basically like buying an Apple Home or a HomeKit device, but it's open and doesn't cost a bunch of money. You're getting that same kind of security that Apple users got with Apple Home. So it's not Apple went, we'll let some weaker security into our system now. They just rewrote it. They did it a different way. So by having Google provide Gemini a smarter AI model, hopefully we'll see Apple Intelligence actually crank out some good stuff. So I have a theory that's part of the reason why we didn't see new MacBook Pros coming out. Was I don't know if there's enough feature updates to really warrant going with releasing a new computer. I have a feeling that they need Apple Intelligence to sell some of this stuff. To go, hey, the M5 will run at Apple Intelligence 5 times faster than the previous models. Well, if you said that now, it would be like, what's the point? Apple Intelligence sucks. But if it's actually useful. So the thing that I would like to get a new laptop, but I'm really curious if we're going to see an OLED version in the fall. Of course, for Apple Home, we got the rumored HomePod with a screen. But again, I think you need Apple Intelligence for that. Unfortunately, it's like for Apple Home, all I see happening is possibly the rumors of everything that was supposed to happen this year. And I'd love to, please let me know if anybody's heard any interesting rumors for next year. But HomePod Mini that everyone's been talking about since May of this year. New Apple TV, been talking about since May this year. New HomePod with a screen, been talking about for like 3-4 years now. The idea of Apple making a smart home camera and doorbell, that to me seems so far away. Until they can lock down the smart home speakers, I can't even imagine why they would go that route. Now, what I think is interesting, though, is with Amazon's prices going up on stuff, on new Echoes, like the Echo Dot Max. And let me know if you guys would like to see a comparison video between the Dot Max and the HomePod Mini. Because, this would be an area I feel like I could be very impartial about, given the pros and cons of each. But now that we're seeing, HomePod Mini pricing in there, that one of Amazon's biggest selling points was more affordable smart speakers. And they definitely have a better, better assistant. Definitely a better assistant. So if Google Gemini can crack that for Apple and create a better assistant, and Apple actually gets serious on smart home speakers, it could be good. It could. And if you're an iPhone user and you're not using Apple Home, I highly recommend checking it out. Just buy one HomePod Mini and just play around with it. Play around for the Apple integration into it. Try adding things to your calendar. I love that the HomePod Mini in my kitchen, I'm just adding things to my reminders, my shopping list. Add bananas to my Costco list. And, that list is shared with everybody. And it's on all my Apple devices and it's on all my wife's devices without any third-party integration. We're not like with Amazon, you would have to use Todoist or one of the supported ones or go within the app and see your list there. So I recommend it. Try a HomePod Mini. You don't have to do the whole switch over. In my house, I'm still running Echoes. That's all my wife and daughters use are Echoes. So all that, it's still running. I just don't run Echo shows. I had somebody say that, I thought you hate Echoes now and you stopped using them. It's like, no, I stopped using Echo shows. And yeah, I see no plan to go back to Echo shows at all because they're just ad machines at this point. I'll get the defib. Good. Yeah, let's see if we can bring some life back into it. I need to make this thing entertaining again. Let's see. I'm ADT. I've been standing firm on not buying any new tech. I just don't have the need at the moment. That is a beautiful place to be. It really is nice to be at a point that you feel satisfied with your tech. That's how I feel like Apple Watches. Normally I'd get one for the channel. Content. You know, I thought about getting a new computer. It works great. I did break down and buy a new iPad, which I do love that OLED screen, but such a good place to be and not wanting any new tech, you know, and that's what's kind of hard. That's what's kind of hard for the smart home at this point. I'm like, I feel content with the stuff I have in the smart home, that there's nothing I'm really dying for. You know, I mean, like, that's where even when new smart lighting comes out, I'm like, I have everything lit at this point. For Black Friday, the deal I took advantage of was on the Eero Pro 7 router setup. It's and since both my wife and I work from home, I want the maximum I can get out of it. Well, I don't want the maximum. I'm not going for their quad band. I don't need that. But part of the reason I went with the Eero Pro 7 is that I went through. I'll share a link to this. It's it's their best price they have on it right now. But I'll drop this link down in the description. Let me just hop over here. The reason why I went with them, currently I'm using Orbi as my router, and I'm using a Wi-Fi 6E. The problem is I just have devices that will not connect to it. Like my wife's car will not connect. And I have reset the router. My car doesn't want to connect to it. I don't know what it is, but I took it back to like factory defaults. I've had 3 different networks on there. I have a guest network. I have a smart device network that's just 2.4 gigahertz. And then I have the open, the main network that just switches to whatever it needs. And there's just certain smart devices that don't want to connect. And the Orbi setup that I'm using was the Orbi, their Orbi quad. Let me just quad. Oh, there it is. Quad Wi-Fi 6E. The setup that I'm using is basically this thing right here. And I have the 3-pack. And the only reason I'm using this is because these Orbi folks sponsored a video. They don't even have it anymore. They sponsored a video or a live stream when I was live streaming on Amazon. So it's a $1,500 package. It has 4 different channels on it. It should be amazing. And it was, but for some reason, just some things don't want to connect. So I didn't go with Orbi for that reason. And I was debating, do I really want to go with Amazon and give them more data, or do I want to go with another company? And I ended up looking up the privacy policy, and I used ChatGPT and stuff with this too. Looked up the privacy policy for them, and they're all tracking the same data. So it's like, do I want to add one more company into the mix tracking this data? Do I want to get a TP-Link or Linksys or just let it go? Here you go, Amazon. And part of it is like, hey, I want Amazon to do well. I'm a shareholder. I want Amazon to do well. So that's one of those things. Might as well give it to the company that I am invested in and am using for other stuff. So that is... I ended up doing the upgrade and buying a router. I mean, it's like buying a water heater. It's like, who really wants to buy one? But, I just want consistent internet. I just have too many things that are not happy with the Orbi. Wi-Fi setup, and I feel like I've had this multiple times. I had the same problem with the what was it? Crap, can't even think. I had Nest Wi-Fi. It worked great until it didn't. I had Eero Pro 6. It worked great. And then I ended up upgrading, got this Orbi set up, and it was great until it wasn't. And then, yeah, it's now it's just time again, I guess. When was that? What are we referring to on that one? I bought 6 12 terabyte hard drives. I bought 6 12 terabyte Seagate Iron Wolf NAS drives to fill out my 8-bay NAS. Yeah, let's see. Wow, that's a lot of storage there. So yeah, the 12. Come on, select 12 terabyte Seagate. Yeah, the Iron Wolves are the way to go with them. That's, 20 terabytes. Yeah, 12 terabytes come down quite a bit. I guess they're, when you get a NAS or network attached storage, you want to have drives that are made for a NAS. They're made, I don't know what the big difference is. I think they're just a little more heavy duty and meant for, I don't know. I actually don't even know. If anyone wants to share what the best explanation for getting a NAS drive, definitely like to hear it. But yeah, 96 terabytes. That is pretty awesome. What kind of NAS are you using? One of the things I like about the Synology NAS, the way it's set up is with some NAS systems you need to have matching hard drives, which can be a pain because you need to buy a bunch at the same time or swap them all out if you want to expand. With Synology, if you use their formatting, you could have 2 4 terabyte drives, and then you decide to upgrade one of them to a 20 terabyte. You know, you could upgrade in increments. You don't have to buy them all at once. Because yeah, I mean at $200 a piece, that's $1,200, $1,000 worth of drives that you got. So yeah, but that's a lot of storage now. You're at 96 terabytes of storage. Wow. And if you're doing redundancy on it, that's 48 terabytes of active, right? Or is it more than that? It is Saturday after Thanksgiving. I'm sure that's a factor. I'm still tired from yesterday. Yeah, people are in turkey comas. Or I'm just boring. Let's see. I'm fine either way, you know. Let's see. Due to new online safety laws in the UK, YouTube has started to remove any videos that promote or advertise gambling in their videos. I don't think that's a bad idea. I mean, it's one of those things that, yeah, gamblers will find gambling sites somewhere. It's kind of like when they removed smoking ads from TV. It's like it didn't, you know, it may encourage people not to start smoking, but the people who are already doing it, they're going to keep doing it. So I don't see too much of a downside there. Maybe that's when the Apple Home display will come out. Perhaps that's what they're waiting for, the Google Gemini innovation. I think they need it because, especially if they want to charge any kind of Apple pricing, you have to have something that's really useful. And it's getting harder. It's harder to justify going with a HomePod Mini with Amazon, you know, with the Plus version coming out, with, you know, Lady A Plus, that you could have a full conversation now about stuff. You could write routines with your voice. That it's hard to, from an assistant standpoint, it's really hard to justify going with HomePods. You know, from a smart home control standpoint, I think it's the best time to get into a HomePod Mini. I mean, to get into Apple Home. You know, the fact you have Matter devices, that, you know, it's never been more affordable to start an Apple Home. Let's see, and setting up a Plex server. One of the things I was reading is Plex, in order to watch stuff outside of the house now, apparently they're enforcing needing a subscription to be able to watch outside the house. Like before with the Plex server, you could watch from anywhere and not have to pay a monthly thing going on. But yeah, having a Plex server is nice. It was cool to take all of the Blu-ray, all the movies, the DVDs and not Blu-ray, just old DVDs and convert them over to digital files and then put them on the Plex server and watch from there. I did all the Christmas movies, the old Disney movies that we didn't want to buy again. But yeah, I had to put them all in a digital format. It's nice. Yeah, I've been talks of AirTag 2 2nd gen. Yeah, with the AirTags, that is, to me, a missed opportunity. The AirTags, and with Apple devices, they're using the U1 chip. And the U1 chip with an AirTag, you could tell within inches how far it is away. And the U1 chip is also in HomePods. They're in your phone, in the watch. It would be nice to see that used for automations. Where a HomePod can tell you're in a room and it does something for you. Or it can tell the distance away from your phone. So you're like, okay, save this location, and it's my butt on the seat of my couch, and it's like it knows I sit there, and TV comes on. I'd love to see the AirTags used in a way to trigger stuff. It would be a nice addition. Yeah, Apple hasn't updated Matter yet. Yeah, and that in order to get some of the new devices in there and to get the sharing options in there. I haven't really paid attention or noticed on the Matter side, the update. It is so much more convenient having Matter. Like in my Christmas, or where is it? Let's go. In my list of deals going on for Cyber Monday, my former Black Friday deal page. These Govee lights and stuff. There was a time where there was no way I was going to be able to use them within Apple Home. But now that we have Matter, I can implement all these different Govee lights that are actually affordable and good quality lights now that in the past they just weren't even an option. Matter has definitely opened up a lot of different options in here. It's like pretty much, I think almost everything I have listed smart home wise works with Apple Home. That 2 years ago, 3 years ago, that wouldn't even be an option. But now it is, which is nice. Fire, ring stuff, all that stuff won't work, or the Echoes. But if you guys want to check out the smart home deals that I have, that link is at the top of the live stream now. Let's see. And a tip for someone into tools or fixing up their home, Lowe's and Home Depot have deals of the day section on their website. I bought over $300 of tools for $118 2 days ago. Thank you for sharing that. Yeah, that's good to know. Yeah, what is it? I used to always, I still do, but I would shop at Home Depot all the time because I would do Home Depot shows. I do lighting for Home Depot shows, so I had to invest in the company that I've actually made more money off of Home Depot than I've spent, which there's not many companies I can say that about. Do they have, let's see, new deals? New tool deals. So yeah, check it out. You might find some good deals there that you're looking for. But yeah, thanks for the tip, Bill. The big X factor comparing the Echo products and HomePods isn't the hardware, but the software ecosystem. Yeah, Brian, that's a great point. It's one of those things that at the end of the day, it's going to come down to what ecosystem you want to be in. That's one of the things. I have the Nintendo Switch 2, and it's like it doesn't matter how good the hardware is if you don't like Nintendo type games. So it's like the big X factor there, yeah, is do you want that ecosystem? Do you like what that ecosystem provides? The hardware itself is basically on the same page at this point. Dana, Gemini isn't on Google's next devices yet. What does that say about it? When will it be on Apple devices? I don't know. That's, I guess it depends on the standard you're trying to meet. Does 50% of Google Gemini make Siri 100% better? Sorry if I set off devices. So, I mean, the bar might be, Gemini isn't good enough for Google devices, but it may be good enough for Apple devices. Like Siri's bar is so low that does it raise it enough? Amazon is looking at building another data center in Indiana. Got to give credit to some of the local governments saying no to data centers. The bad thing is they're going to go somewhere. They're going to go somewhere. They're going to raise electricity prices for residential use, and residents will suffer higher bills for electricity and water, while discounts are being offered to Amazon on both water and electricity. That's the thing that some people just aren't aware of, is these data centers are often getting better electrical prices, and then the cost is being passed off to consumers, because now you got to reinforce the grid. You got to, it's just silly at this point. But companies want, they go to Georgia is one of the or Atlanta, Georgia is one of the states that apparently has great electricity prices, great prices for them to put in data centers. But that cost just gets spread off to people. It's really kind of crazy. That's funny. Data didn't say he was satisfied. He may think it all sucks. Well, yeah, that's funny. Yeah. Well, the idea, though, I guess the way I would take it, and you could clarify for me, ADT, it's like, if you don't want anything new, that it may not be worth the upgrades. That's what I found. A lot of it is I'm content because things are so incremental in their upgrades. It's just not even worth spending the money on at this point. I didn't get, Lawrence, I didn't get the dot max that I was looking forward to. Something to look at, though, with these Echoes is you might save more money on them if you have older Echoes. And I found, like with the Echo Shows, let's see if there's a discount on the dot max. But with a lot of them, I found there's a lot of them, like there's an upgrade offer. I could get it for $71.99. And if I applied that, it's basically saying if I traded in this device, because I have a device that doesn't support it, your device to upgrade would be this. I don't have to actually trade that in, but they're giving a discount because I have a device that's too old. That doesn't support the latest update, latest plus version. So take a look at, I think the Echo Show is the same thing because of, so $194 is the Cyber Monday price, but the upgrade offer is $155.99. So take a look at that. You may have some additional savings that you don't know about. And again, it's saying this Echo Show. And I thought I got rid of that one. I thought I already traded that in. But anyways, limit one per customer. I already did this before, so I don't actually have this offer available for me, but I did utilize it when I first bought the Echo Studio. I took advantage of the upgrade offer, so it might be worth getting rid of. Yeah, satisfied about what? Are you satisfied with the tech you have, or does the stuff he may think it all, or does all the stuff that's currently out just suck and not worth upgrading to? So that was the reference here. Dana didn't say he was satisfied. He may think it all sucks. So yeah, are you happy with what you have, or is it just nothing good out? Yeah, you don't feel the need to upgrade. Craig took that to mean you were satisfied with the tech you have. Yeah, no, that is a good point. I tried to look at it from a optimistic. I heard your car's getting CarPlay. Yeah, yeah, and I don't know how much of a difference is going to make, in the sense that to really utilize the features of Tesla, to utilize the features of it, you need to let it use its own software. So it could be good for looking at certain information and stuff, but a lot of it, like right now, I do run Apple Maps on my phone while I'm also running it on my car, because I need to let Tesla use their own map so that I can engage FSD if I want. I did learn about a feature. I had to go pick up my daughter from a school trip she was on because she was sick, and it was a 6.5 hour drive away. And I did learn that with Tesla, it'll give you suggestions on where to stop, and it will tell you to stop 2 times versus stopping 1 time and trying to charge to full. Because like your phone can charge to 80% super quick. It's the last 20% that's slow. So with Tesla, it's like, okay, we'll charge you up to 60% really fast and then stop 1 more time, and basically, like with the way it had it routed out, it would be like 28 minutes of charging in 2 different places versus over 45 minutes just doing 1 full charge. So it was pretty smart. And you can actually choose, which my wife has a Rivian that can't do this. You can choose how much power you want to arrive with, and it will adjust its charging recommendations based on that. So I wanted to arrive where I was picking my daughter up with 50% power left. So it told me 2 places to stop and how far I needed to charge. And it'll charge at a certain point and go, you can continue your drive now. So you don't have to do the math or anything. It's like, okay, 2 more minutes till you leave. Give you a little countdown. That's like, you can leave now. It's like, okay, I'll just let it charge 5 more minutes. And then it'll add a couple percent more onto it. And then you arrive at your next place, and it's like you only need to be here for 16 minutes, and that you'll arrive home with 30% battery left. So I thought it was brilliant that it does make that adjustment. Let's see, new studio or old? If you already have an old studio, I don't know. From a sound standpoint, I feel like the old studio, because of its speaker configuration, just felt fuller, but I was pleasantly surprised with the new studio. I don't use my Echoes for music, and I don't pair them up to the TV, but I definitely... it did sound good. And a good test of it is if you ask Amazon Music for spatial audio or Dolby Atmos music, say play some Dolby Atmos rock and roll, and it'll grab songs, and you can hear, like I had the Echo Studio here and the regular Echo, and then I would just ask to move the song over to the Echo fourth generation. And then I'd asked to move it back to the studio. And it was really a big difference there. So it sounds good. If you don't have one studio yet, it's a nice upgrade sound-wise. If it fits the budget and you're going to take advantage of it for music, or you're going to pair it up with the TV, because it's going to sound probably way better than your TV sounds, and you get that virtual surround sound out of it. So for me, it doesn't have a good use for it, but I got to show the respect for it. Got to give it props. It's a good sounding speaker. It sounds way better after sitting down and listening to it more. I don't know if it was better. Some of it might be because I was utilizing Amazon Music and that Dolby Atmos, but I couldn't do that with spatial audio from Apple Music. And I think using Bluetooth, it's not playing that music. Enjoying anything new on streaming? One thing to check out that I've started watching, and this is, my wife knows this lady. She actually has known her for years. She was at my wife's baby shower. Let's see, do they have it on this show? Oh God, it's going to launch Apple TV. I don't want to do that. This Pluribus, is that what it's called? It's a lady who was in Better Call Saul. Let's see, just show me the homepage for it. I don't want to, it's trying to launch Apple TV. I don't know. This show right here has been an interesting one on Apple TV. Pluribus. Basically, there's a drug that was manufactured that I guess alien life has sent a signal for a chemical compound that basically joins everybody together, kind of creates a hive mind for people. And everybody just works together and is all happy and content. She is one of 13 people on the planet who weren't affected by this compound. So she's not joined in with them, and she doesn't want to be. She looks at it as like they're all brainwashed. But instead, it's the most peaceful way to live. But yeah, definitely it's an interesting show. Kind of weird. I started watching that. But yeah, I don't know what else I've been watching. And Brian, yep, you've been watching it too, man. But yeah, it's a crazy show. It's a weird concept, but it's like everybody knows everything. They're all connected to each other. So, the UPS guy can also be your doctor too. Anybody, a 12-year-old kid can be your doctor, because everybody has the knowledge of everybody else, and they all work towards a common good. See, like he's basically a doctor, the DHL guy. It's a weird concept. It's interesting, but yeah, this lead lady, my wife has known her for years. So it's kind of crazy to see her as she's the lead of the show, the only one in there. But it's like you see one of these people that she's known for years really hit it pretty big. I'm still using, and John still like TP-Link. Yeah, the TP-Link routers worked out well. They were working out good. I just think now I'm going for the Wi-Fi 7. It's time to move on to that, to give it a shot. I'm still using Eero Wi-Fi 6E. It's been great so far. Yeah, that's the Eero stuff worked well before for me. I didn't even hear mention my call. I just don't have a need to replace anything at the moment. See, and I think that's such a great place to be. The lack of need. Keep the money in your pocket. Do you recommend me update my 2 Echo Studios with a sub Echo for a new studio. I wouldn't necessarily recommend it. I think if you, the thing is, once you get early access to the plus version of the assistant, you no longer you have access across all your devices. You're not limited to just one device. So if anything, if you're happy with the way your current devices sound, if you're missing Matter support or you're missing I don't think it has Thread in it. There's a Zigbee hub in it. It's basically you can get the smart home features out of an Echo Dot Max. So any of the smart home functionality you could get from there. I just don't know if you'll see the sound upgrade. And that's one of those things though too. It's like if you're curious on it, you could always order one of them. And do a side-by-side comparison. One of the things you can do too, I'm waiting for the Echo Studio to load. Come on. What is going on? I need to swap out the router. Things are not happy right now. Okay. Oh, then it popped up. See, with the Echo Studio, with it on sale, just load. What is going on here? One of the things you could do with it is click on the upgrade offer and see if, for example, here's the Echo Studio. I could get it for $175.99. Well, you might be able to offer up one of your existing Echo Studios, get $30 credit for it, bring it down to $150. And what would happen is if you were to purchase this and you decided you'd like it, you then send in your old one, basically stick it in a box or sell it yourself. But if you don't want the hassle of it, and you also get 20% off of one of them. You also get a 20% discount on one trade-in. So you could purchase it that way with the intent of trading in the old one. And then if you decide you don't like the sound of it, you just return it. And then you don't trade in the old one. You only, you would just be refunded back and you just don't do the trade-in at that point. And you would end up, I think that's kind of one way to do it. Or just order it, try it out, and see if you like it. But you're looking at a smaller speaker. It's physically smaller. And with speakers, you kind of just need a certain size. Size matters. How much air can it move? And if you're happy with how it sounds, might not be worth doing the upgrade. I just hate to say, go spend $190 a piece, and then it's a step backwards. That's where, if you order one of them, and it, or even if you order them both, you order two of them. If you're not happy with it, to me, that's what the return policy is. If your intention is to buy it and then it doesn't satisfy what you're looking for, then I have no problem returning something. I've done it with headphones. There's just certain things you don't know until you physically try it within your space. So, but if you like what you're hearing now, I don't think you're going to see a huge upgrade from it. My Wi-Fi 6E is getting slower. Yeah, one of the things I did is I just reset my router back to factory settings to see if it helped at all. And it did for like a day, and then it just wasn't really worth it. I picked up a Eufy camera. I decided decided trying to spend the money up front, $120, I think, nothing on yearly subscription. Yeah, did you pick up the G5 Pro? Because that is my favorite camera. Oh, you got the Eufy one. Sorry, I was thinking Akara. Yeah, you know, see, this would be my favorite camera, but unfortunately, oh, it was down to, oh, that's the PoE. Yeah, the worst thing about this is there is no 24-hour recording unless you have a NAS. So that was one of the things Eufy took away I didn't like. But this has been the best performing camera that I've had. But yeah, Eufy cameras, it's nice that you don't have to, oh my God, can I type? You don't have to pay a subscription. You can just save directly onto memory card. This is one that I had in my video recently, the Expert Secure, and it's a good looking camera. And a coupon price $109. The only thing I didn't like about it, it doesn't work with Apple Home. Their like 300 series or their S3 series, it doesn't work with Apple Home. But with Eufy, I'll just type in. Yeah, let's do camera. Some of the older Eufy stuff works with Apple Home, while some of their newer stuff doesn't. You know, like if you, like this here, their E220, this works with Apple Home. You have local recordings. You know, this doesn't work with Apple Home, but if you go with their older ones, their older outdoor cameras, they do. So you do it, if you want to use them with Apple Home, you do have to pay attention which version of Eufy you go with. And I dig these cameras. I put one of these on my 3D printer so I can keep an eye on prints. Yeah, I bought them a couple times myself, but I'll drop a link if anyone wants to check them out. And let me get back into the comments because probably run a, oh, you have this open anyway, but I don't think you have it open, Alan. Thank you. Yeah, I see it now. Let's see. Yeah, and I'm going to speed up here. Oh, wow. I did get behind. I was so far ahead that now I've managed to get behind. Yeah, Unify. Buy once. There we go. Yeah, wow. I got behind. Here's a link about your question concerning Gemini and Apple. Yes, thank you. Appreciate. Oh, yeah. Using Grok. Yes, thank you for sharing that, Alan. I'm still thinking of getting the car camera. Pretty much all my cameras are car cameras now. 30 minutes. HomePod triggered. Sorry, guys. I said the bad word. Unify. Buy once, cry once, and be done with it. Love it. Just in time. Justin, thank you. That is just in time. That's great. I love it. See Paul Hibbert's new video. He managed to put Home Assistant onto the new Echo Show 11. No, I didn't. I haven't seen it. Yeah. I'll have to check it out. I saw the title of it, but I haven't watched it. Are you concerned at all about A Plus and what that will already do to the questionable privacy issues? For me, a lot of it is what you feed these things. You know, I mean, it's the same with like Chat GPT and all. Some people want to use it as a therapist, as a doctor. And, you know, I mean, it's like, what are you going to feed it? From like, my big thing with it is I don't like the idea of every smart home functionality going up to the cloud and being tracked essentially, because everything's cloud-based. So you turn on a light, Amazon knows, and the manufacturer of the light knows. Where, you know, with Apple Home, not every single action you do goes to the smart home. From a privacy side, I don't see much of a difference. It's all what you feed it at this point. You know, it's like if they're not always listening, then, I mean, they're always listening for the wake word. But yeah, I feel like, I don't know. The one thing I do like about Amazon is they already know my shopping history. My biggest issue with them is, well, I find I just have more functionality that's useful to me in Apple Home. Being able to see my cameras pop up on my Apple TV, being able to work within my Apple apps. I like some of the automation options better for Apple Home. But yeah, I think it ultimately just comes down to what you want to ask it. You're like, oh, my leg is hurting. What can you tell me about this and that? And but if I'm just like, hey, tell me what's going on. If I'm treating it like a Google search for just information and not trying to use it as an assistant who knows me, I wouldn't worry too much about it. Talk about Amazon killing their Fire Stick with the new Vega OS. Yeah, where the Fire, aren't they stopping side loading and all those different options? Plex is good. Then you realize you have 6 terabytes of rips. You never watch movies anywhere. Yeah, but if you have 96 terabytes of storage, so another digital rights, smarter choices. Movies are available anywhere you are. Yeah, that's so much of it now is just streaming services. Like I haven't bought anything in so long. Wild Bill bought my 5th Acar G5 PoE camera also. Yeah, the G5 is a great camera. Matter lets you use every ecosystem, pun intended, ecosystem. And that's the beauty of it. I love that everything can work across anything else. You're not limited to a certain brand. I'm waiting for the Acar G510 and see how they handle it. Yeah, it's annoying. They're coming out with new stuff. They keep coming out with new stuff, but some of it is like, I just want a car, the G5 Pro without the hub and stuff. I want it $50 cheaper. Important then to look into solar and wind at the personal residence level. That's one of the things is there's a solar, they're offering like free solar that as part of the power company will give you discounted rates. There's no battery backups, but then you're not paying for the solar because the power company you're helping support the grid, which I got to look more into that as it might be worth doing. Is basically free power during the day and then discounted rates at your overflow power is going back to back into the grid. Question about once a month my Acar G5 Pro cameras go offline. I have to unplug the PoE connection, plug it back in. Anyone else having this problem? Are you using it with Apple Home? Because if you're using it with Apple Home, I would maybe question the whether it's falling offline with Apple Home and whether, like, I find when stuff starts acting up, like I found this morning some of these lights are acting up, it's time for me to restart the Apple TV that's the primary hub. So, I mean, I would suggest if you are using Apple Home or whatever you're using that it's connected to, try resetting those and see what happens. Over 13 water wells in one community have been ruined by them pumping water out to build a data center. Yeah, that's what I've heard is that you got the data center water issues that are happening. That people are seeing, bad brown water coming out that never used to be a problem before. Lawrence, big trade in traded in a second gen dot recently, so I have the upgrade offer available. Yeah, with the upgrade offer, and then if you do it once per quarter, I think it is, you get a 20% off discount. I don't think it's once per year, but I think it's once per quarter. At least in New York State, I believe in California, but Craig can comment. Solar power is basically a scam, and I don't even think wind power is available. Yeah, it ends up being so expensive to get it that for us, the break-even point would be about 6 years, but we don't plan on being here after like 5 years. So, because California, we're just kind of done with California. From an installation company. Yeah. And Fertz, thank you for being here. Yeah. I'm not, what is, of Amazon Vega OS's new Linux-based operating system for Amazon devices, currently being rolled out on entry-level hardware like the Fire TV Stick 4K Select. Developed to provide full control and enable more efficient software for lower-cost devices. It replaces the Android backend. Yeah, the reason they're doing it is it's just to keep you from jailbreaking breaking them. People would install apps, since they're Android based, that allowed you to do like free streaming and different services that they're just trying to break. They're trying to stop that, make it proprietary, so that many apps have been slowed to appear on Vegas OS, so you don't get access to as many apps because, like in here, it's saying as developers need to port them specifically for the new OS. Yeah, it's like their Fire tablets. They're so limited on the apps you could get because they had made their own app store that you had to kind of break in and put the Google Play Store on it. So it makes sense. It's a step backwards. Talking about break-even point, I wouldn't even attempt to install myself. There used to be tax credits here and there. No longer is. Yeah, those go away at the end of the year. But you have to have it turned on and powered up and connected to the grid by December 31st to get tax credits. Okay, I'm going to trade in my Echo Show 5 first gen, but saw how we can jailbreak, and I put Lineage OS on it to make it a home assistant satellite. That's cool. I bought a Nero router, haven't set it up yet right now. I feel like I'm playing musical chairs every time I bring up a device. That's kind of where I was at. That I feel like it's time to change it. Sounds like a variation of an old Star Trek episode where computer controls all minds linked to it. It basically, that show is. It's a really insane show. Yeah, was that the one I looked up? The Eufy? Oh, I just closed it out. Yeah, the Eufy stuff is awesome, man. I like the Eufy stuff. Craig, do you have a Discord channel? Did you know you have a Discord channel? Sorry. Yes. Thank you very much, Bill. Apparently not. I don't think, I checked in on it. Hey, are we all caught up? We're all caught up now. The problem is I'm only using this one screen. Like I saw it pop up 45 minutes. I missed Alan's comment. I was bad about that. But yeah, hey, don't bug the old man. Just let him run wild. Just give up. Just let him run. But anyways, I made it to what was that? The boss is telling Craig that he's been on over an hour. We're at 1 hour and 9 minutes. I think it's time to wrap it up. Yeah, I hear my cat who's telling me to let him in. But yeah, thank you guys for being here. Hopefully there's something entertaining, educational, or just fun about today's stream. Thank you to the channel members for your support. If you'd like to become one of the channel members, you could join the Discord that I don't read while I'm streaming. And you could join us for member-only streams every Saturday, where we definitely go on tangents over there. But yeah, thank you again for spending part of your day. Happy shopping on Monday, Cyber Monday. And I will be back next Saturday, and I will catch you guys then. Take care. Bye.